What up, guys? Kevin here. Elden Ring. Elden Ring is a special game. It sold a whopping 12 million units since launch. And I was like looking through Twitter today. I'm like, I saw like two people who never tweet about video games tweet about Elden Ring. I'm like, that's how you know this game is special. People are just memeing away. The timeline just hasn't stopped with Elden Ring. What's funny though, because we do have Final Fantasy Origin coming out. And it's sad that I can instantly tell, like, oh, that's Final Fantasy Origin, just because it looks like such a downgrade from Elden Ring. But yeah, I mean, I'm calling it this decade Skyrim. Just a big medieval open world with so much lore, so many secrets, so much just good times, so much like, I mean, it's always been this way with Soulsborne games, but just the amount of content. I mean, if you're, shout out to the people making guides. I do wonder if these people, how many people out there are trying to start a career in YouTube by making Elden Ring guides? And how many people are kind of established by already making Soulsborne guides before, or like, oh crap, I gotta make sure I cash in because we're probably not getting another one of these games for a couple years. It's just every time a Soulsborne game comes out, it's like, okay, there's Vatvidia, there's Fighting Cowboy, there's the Lobos guy who does the speedruns, and then there's always a crop of new people coming up making guides. Shout out to you. I hope you're having fun. One thing I learned about YouTube is you're like, oh, that seems like a lot of fun to do, and then you actually do it, like, oh, that kind of sucks. I always think about the people that do like gaming news and report on stuff. I kind of do it, but I do it very lazily. But I'm just like, were you a nerd in high school that loved doing book reports? Because that's basically what you're doing. You're just doing it for video games. I hope so. I do wonder if there's people out there who do the gaming news and all that stuff. I wonder if they were a slacker like me in high school, waited to the last minute and slapped together some crappy presentation and just got a C and said, good enough. Now they're like going all in on their reports on video games and their presentation. Just something funny I think about. What are we talking about? Elden Ring. Elden Ring, 12 million. Shout out to FromSoft. Shout out to Capcom, because I know someone at Capcom's going, yo, Dragons Dogma, this is kind of gives us Dragons Dogma vibes. Man, they sold 12 million. I think we can at least do 10 with Dragons Dogma 2. So shout out to Capcom, because I know if it hasn't happened yet, Dragons Dogma 2 absolutely should have gotten green light by now. Some commenter said it, I don't know, today I saw like, Dragons Dogma is the closest thing to a Souls-like game for him. I'm like, I agree. It's not these other Souls-like games like Neo and anything else, because those games don't have anything special, at least for me. Dragon's Dogma was special in a Dragon's Dogma way. And it has a medieval setting. I'd say the difficulty is there. Yeah. If we don't, I would say by this time, I'd say by the end of 2023, if we don't hear anything from Dragon's Dogma 2, huge fail on Capcom. I don't care about Dino Crisis. Who gives a shit? I want Dragon's Dogma 2. All right. Congrats, Elden Ring. 12 million. 12 million. And again, I was thinking today about the initiative, all the crap going on there. And to me, it sounds like, because the more I read about it, oh, they had all these like personalities and stuff, and they thought it was going to be more collaboration, but the Gallagher guy, he's kind of in charge and kind of running the show. I'm like, okay, good. Have him run the show. Have him make games that he wants to make. I appreciate the Miyazaki way. Miyazaki made Elden Ring. He made the Soulsborne games. He took over. He took charge. That's his philosophy. If it fails, it's all on him. But what you get is a very distinct, tighter gameplay, something with a vision, where these kind of collaboration, just everyone has a say. That's how you end up with Ubisoft games. It's just, a committee game. Like, oh, let's, no one everyone has a say, and if everyone has a decision, no one has a decision. So that's how you end up with the Ubisoft games, whereas you get one person with an idea, you get games like Elden Ring, you get games like Death Stranding, and so much more. Now, and that's why I'm happy about the initiative. It's like, okay, it sounds like this Gallagher guy really owns the studio. Build it around him, okay? Have him come up with the ideas and, yeah, sure, get Crystal Dynamics to execute the game. Just like, what's his name? Kojima does with Death Stranding. He came up with the idea, then he got Guerrilla to make the game for him. Cool. All right, I'm done. I'm just rambling. Hey, thank you guys so much for watching. I'm going to go play Elden Ring, and I'll talk to you later. Later.